John M. Chu's Wicked does a spectacular job of setting up Glinda's Part 2 character arc through a minor yet revealing interaction with Madame Morrible. Though Wicked's amazing reviews praise the director's faithful and affecting adaptation of the Broadway musical, the movie makes several changes to the story that enhance storylines and themes. As part of Wicked's main cast, Ariana Grande has forever stolen fans' hearts with her unique and incredible performance of Glinda, one of the story's most complicated and changed characters. In the overwhelming Wicked's ending sequence, Glinda makes a major decision that reveals her worst impulses and foreshadows her problematic, though justified, future actions. Additionally, the scene explains the foundations of her alliance with Madame Morrible, and what it's really about. As Wicked's villain is able to predict Elphaba's defiance, she is quick to defame her publicly. However, Madame Morrible adopts a more gentle approach with Glinda, hugging her in an out-of-character moment that hints at her real intentions. Madame Morrible initiates the hug with Glinda to make her feel wanted. Wicked's villain knows Glinda craves attention and love. Ariana Grande as Glinda in Wicked. Glinda's desire to be seen and loved is something that informs every action of her Wicked journey. This is why her friendship with Elphaba is such a touching surprise, since Glinda initiates it despite the danger it could pose to her reputation. However, that's not to say she forgets about what others think, especially Madame Morrible and the wizard. This is immediately evident to Wicked's true villains, who know that, as long as they give her attention and praise, she will help them in their dishonest practices. Witnessing how Elphaba has been made into public enemy number one, Glinda knows she can't join her, as she is not brave enough to go against people's opinions. However, she is still heartbroken and confused, which allows the Wicked twist villain to manipulate her into taking her side. In reality, when Madame Morrible hugs Glinda, she does it knowing that this is what Glinda needs, to be recognized and validated by those who people admire. Glinda uses Madame Morrible's hug as comfort after saying goodbye to Elphaba. Madame Morrible rewards Glinda for betraying her friendship with Elphaba. Though Glinda is effectively coerced by Madame Morrible's sudden affections, she is also conflicted about her decision, and angry at Elphaba for hers. The iconic rendition of Defying Gravity is one of the best songs on Wicked for many reasons, as it perfectly reveals the inner turmoils of the two titular characters. While Elphaba decides to outwardly fight against the wizard, Glinda opts to try to do a more subtle battle that's carried from within the system. The final sequence of John M. Chu's movie is not as clear-cut as it seems. Glinda is torn between what she has always wanted and the invaluable connection she has with Elphaba. Madame Morrible's hug comes at the right moment, as Glinda mourns having to lose her one loyal friend, but is in exchange rewarded with the promise of success and power. This effectively sets up the character's betrayal of her values and relations, as Glinda becomes the good witch in Wicked by rejecting what really matters. How Glinda and Madame Morrible's hug sets up Wicked 2. Glinda's complicated Wicked 2 role has her ally with Morrible in exchange for power. Ariana Grande Glinda Good Witch Wicked. Glinda and Madame Morrible's hug perfectly foreshadows what happens next in Wicked, Part 2. Assuming Chu continues to follow the book and musical closely, the future installment will see Ariana Grande's character help Madame Morrible on the witch hunt after Elphaba. As already seen in the beginning of Wicked, she becomes the idol of Munchkinland, embodying goodness, community, and a rejection of the wicked. Glinda's future activities provoke conflicts that hurt her close relationships, and ultimately bring her more pain than happiness. Glinda's journey is perhaps more complicated even than Elphaba's, who is immutable in her values and objectives. While Glinda starts by accepting small suggestions from Madame Morrible, like her engagement with Fiero, she ends up performing terrible deeds that cause major suffering. However, Wicked, Part 2's new Glinda song hints the movie might want to further explore her reasoning, which might in turn help redeem her a little. Still, no character in Wicked is safe from doing things that harm others, and Glinda's weakness and descent into evil are an essential part of her affecting and beloved character arc.